Ba weep grana weepany bong, and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we're going to go on a little bit of a journey. I'm going to tell you a little bit of story that something happened to me, and hopefully by the end of this we'll all understand our consumer rights, especially if you're in the EU and the UK, when it comes to buying Transformers online. So the reason I wanted to make this video was because anyone that watches this channel fairly often knows that I care quite a bit about consumer rights when it comes to Transformers. If I see something a little dodgy in the industry, something that I don't quite agree with, I'll usually call that out. But also, I'll usually say, I'm not buying it because of this. X-Transbots with the super expensive trailer that they wanted to add on bits for, and all of this and all of these extra gubbins that you needed to make it look good, buy it separately, put me off, didn't buy it. Star Saber from Hasbro, the price of it in the States being the same as the price in the UK when you convert it to pounds. That's not right, because the dollar is weaker than the pound. So essentially in the UK, we would be paying the same. So if it's, I think I'm going to pull this out my ass, but if it's $159 and then 159 pounds, I am paying more for that just because I live in the UK. I've called that out, didn't buy it because of that. So usually I am hammering in on the people who actually create Transformers, but today I am casting my eye on those people who sell us our Transformers. So I am going to be talking today through the lens of a thing that happened to me with a supplier that I get my Transformers for. Yes, I will be naming them, and I will be going through what happened to me, and then I'll go tell you all what I did and how I've accomplished getting my money back and getting a full refund. So I just want to start by saying the supplier that I used was TFS-Express. Now, depending on where you are, that could mean something else to you, because they are associated with another website called Omega Lock. Now, you'll see when I get to the end of the story why I need to make that separation here. TFS-Express bad, Omega Lock good. So back in 2021, the Cacus came out, which is Planet-X's version of the awesome IDW inspired Grimlock. I was super pumped to look at this figure. Could not wait to get my hands on it. Unfortunately, it got delayed. The price went up as well, which also annoyed me. But I was like, it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. Looks like a beautiful, amazing figure. Then it arrived, and I was greeted by this. So I was greeted by the fact that the arm was bust on arrival. Super disappointing for me. It's actually the second figure that's come fairly recently, actually broken. And, you know, these things happen. So I contacted the supplier, in this case TFS-Express, straight away, and they replied and said, okay, this happens quite often. We're getting a few of these. Please now hold on, and we will make sure that we get the parts to repair it, and then you'll have to send it to you. So I waited. I waited a little bit more, then I waited again. Then I sent them a message and said, hey, what's going on here? You said that the parts were going to come. Are the parts in stock? Oh yes, the parts are in stock. All you need to do now is pay postage and packaging. So at this point, I then went down to see how I could pay for the postage and packaging on it. The postage and packaging part of TFS's website at this point was broken and non-operational. So I sent them a message and said, hey, basically your website is broken. How can I pay for the PP? No answer. So I sent them another email. No answer. So I then said, hey, can you reply to me? Otherwise I'm going to send this figure back to you. No answer.
This is bad comedy.
So, following their returns process online, I then sent the figure back to them using the address that was on the website. Then sometime later they replied to me and said that the return has been processed and they would now give me store credit. I'm not here for no store credit. So I replied back saying, no, I'm not after some store credit. What I am after here is a full refund because this was broken on delivery and then you made me wait ages to get a repair, told me to go to a broken piece of the website, and I was not able to get that. They then responded to me and said, well, it's 180 days after you paid for said product, so we are only going to give you store credit. They did refund me the extra money that I'd had to pay because of the price increase, so to be fair to them, they did that, but they were only willing to give me store credit for anything else. So I replied to them and said, this is not good, please, I would like a full refund. No response. So I sent another email. No response. So this is when I emailed OmegaLock for the first time, and I emailed OmegaLock, and OmegaLock said, yeah, sorry about the problems that you're having with TFS-Express. If you want to move your store credit over to us, you'll be able to move your store credit over to us to use us. So at least they were replying, so there was kind of an option for me to spend, but to be fair, and no offense to OmegaLock here, because ultimately they are the ones that helped me, and we'll get onto that in a second, I did not want to spend any more money. I wanted my money back. So at this point, I contacted Citizens Advice. And Citizens Advice took me on a wonderful journey and told me all of the parts where I would be able to get my money back. So I sent them an email saying, because of Consumer Rights Act 2015, you owe me my money back because of X, Y, and Z. Funnily enough, this then prompted a response from TFS-Express, the first one that I'd had in a long time. They then said that my credit had been moved over to OmegaLock, which apparently I requested, but in all honesty, I don't remember doing that, and I would now need to contact OmegaLock. Something else I should probably add at this point, during this time where they are offering me store credit, from the UK version of TFS-Express, the entire store had no products on it. So they had given me store credit for a store that no longer has any products. Genius! So I then moved over as they told me to do and contacted OmegaLock. And OmegaLock were extremely good with me. I said, look, I just want to get my money back now. Please, can you use TFS-Express have sent me over here? And they replied pretty much instantly, took my bank details, and within a couple of days I had my money back in my account. So big shout to OmegaLock, and if I am ever going to use one of these two sites, I do still recommend using OmegaLock. I do think that they are run by different people. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they are, especially considering how quickly they got back to me and supported me with my challenges. So at this point, especially if you're in Europe, you're probably thinking, wow, this kind of thing has happened to me before. With Transformers, they only want to give me store credit. They don't want to give me my money back. So how did you get your money back? So looking at the story that I've just told you, what I want to do is point out now, especially with regards to the Consumer Rights Act 2015, where TFS here are wrong.
No! I accept your terms! I accept!
So first things first. It came broken. Because it came broken, I have 30 days to respond to them and say, hey, this is broken, I want a full refund. Now what they said to me was, because it was past 180 days, and unfortunately TFS-Express count that from the day you purchase, not from the day it is delivered to you, they are wrong. Consumer Rights Act 2015 states that the 30 days starts from the time it gets to your house, not the moment you purchase. The fact that I contacted them immediately means that they should have given me a refund instantly. Also, something that the nice lady on the phone told me, a citizen's advice, is that this 30 days, if you are waiting for a repair, which they told me to wait for a repair, that 30 days goes on hold. The second they tell you that you need to wait for a repair. So I got that on day 1. I replied to them on day 1. They replied to me on day 2. So I still had 28 days that was on hold. However long I had to wait for that repair, once it's repaired, I still had another 28 days. The fact that they took longer to respond to me and give me anything to repair the product, that's on them. I still was in my rights, which is something I also did not know. There's also the topic of the parts themselves, and this is something that happens a lot within the Transformers community. If something is missing or broken, we, the consumer, because I often get messages about this, oh, just email Fans Toys, Planet-x, whoever, pay the postage and packaging, they'll give you the gun that they missed. Under Consumer Rights Act 2015, they are responsible for that, not us. Which is impressive, right? Because we always have to pay the postage and packaging. So this is also something that most Transformers suppliers are in breach of. Also, when you return the product, that you should be able to return the product for free or claim it back when you get your full refund. So the next time that you buy a Transformer and they start offering you store credit for a broken Transformer, don't accept it. Fight back. If you're in Europe or in the UK, use that consumer rights, contact Citizens Advice. They really help me out. And again, I cannot stress enough, this video is about the way that I was treated by TFS-Express and the way that their website does business, which is not very well, not Omega Lock, who did actually help me. So if you're still using Omega Lock, as far as I'm concerned, they are still viable as an option. But please, everybody, be more aware of your consumer rights when you're buying Transformers. Store credit is not always going to be an option when it comes to broken figures. And to be fair, I'm sick of being told it's the only option that I have. I now know there are multiple different options. So that's my experience and how I sorted it all out. Let me know if you found this video helpful. I really hope you did. Let me know your stories as well down in the comments. And if you are going through this at all with any of the Transformers suppliers, contact Citizens Advice, mate. I'll sort you out. Peace!